Hello guys, it's Uzumaki What If, and welcome back to What If Konoha Banished Naruto Part 6, so without any further ado, let's start. As Naruto was walking to the exam tower with the rest of the group, he noticed a presence that was following them behind. He turned around to see Naruto. "What do you want?" Naruto asked, clearly agitated that she was in front of him. Thinking that she was trying to get him back to the clan. "Please Aniki, I just want to talk," Naruto said, hoping to try to heal their broken family. Naruto just sighed and said, "Hey guys, I'll catch up later," he said, with the rest just nodding their heads and going to the tower. He then turns his attention to Naruto and said, "Alright, what do you want?" "If it's to return to that clan, I already told you I'm not going back," Naruto said, with Naruto just shaking her head. "No Naruto. I've come to beg you to give me, Mom, and Dad another chance," Naruto said as she stood there with determination in her eyes. "And why should I give you three another chance to make up for what you all have done to me?" Naruto questioned. As he only got a sad look from her. "You're right Naruto, we really don't deserve a second chance from you. But that's why here I want to plead for another chance." Naruto, as a few tears started to fall down her face. Naruto just looked at her for a minute until sighing. "I'll have tea, think about that," Naruto said as he entered the exam building, as Naruto looked up and was smiling. Glad that she, her mother, and her father still has a chance, even if it was a small one. In the exam towers. As everybody was in the tower, Naruto saw someone he had not seen in a long time. "Gaara!" Naruto shouted as he saw that Gaara was the Kage of his village. "Uzumaki. I haven't seen you in a while," Gaara said as Temari and Kenkuro came into view. When Naruto saw Temari, he had one thought in his mind. He thought as he saw that Temari was a full-grown woman now. She had on black tight ambo-style pants with a fishnet shirt and black shinobi shoes. As he thought that, Temari also had the same thought. He started to look back at Gaara and noticed the ring around his finger. "Gaara, you married?" Naruto exclaimed, with Gaara nodding his head. As Gaara's wife Matsuri came to view with a little 5-year-old behind her leg. "Naruto, I would like for you to meet Matsuri, my wife, and my son Gaara Jr." Gaara said as he shook hands with Matsuri. When he looked at the 5-year-old, he looked like an exact copy of his dad. He stuck his finger out and the 5-year-old shook it with his tiny hand. As Naruto took his finger back, he saw the board start to match people up for battle. What surprised Naruto were the two names that came. Zein vs. Rock Lee. As they both made their way downstairs, Lee proclaimed, "Yash, it will be a youthful experience to battle someone of your caliber," Rock Lee proclaimed as Zein just said. "You know, I might have to kill you for betraying Naruto-kun," Zein said as Rock Lee looked sad for a moment. "Yes, I know, and I wish there was something I could do to make up to Naruto, but I might have blown my chances when I turned my back on him as well," Lee said as Zein looked at him. Maybe some people have changed their views on him," she thought. "Begin!" the proctor yelled as he moved the hell out of the way. The minute he was clear, Zein rushed at Lee and delivered a swift kick to the chin, making him spin out of control in the air. She jumped into the air and tried to roundhouse kick Lee, only for him to grab the kick and knock it away, sending Zein to the wall, and she landed safely on it, but putting Chakra to her feet. She then disappeared and then reappeared in front of Lee and punched him in the air, but not before hitting a nervous cluster, causing him to go paralyzed. She then formed a Rasengan in her hand and slammed it down at Lee, knocking him out. Winner Zein. As she made her way up the stairs, she was rewarded with clapping from the Twilight Shinobi. Hinata vs. Neji Hyuga. As they were in the middle, both Hyuga stared at each other. "You've grown, Hinata," Neji said as Hinata nodded her head. You to have grown, Neji," she said. "Begin!" the proctor yelled. They both ran at each other, both ready to kill. Niji had tried to use the 64 palms tech on her but she defended herself with the 64 palm protection. As he finished using the last palm strike she grabbed his arm and yanked it and then punched him in the face but not before delivering a crushing kick to the abdomen. As he got back up and tried to attack her with his kunai she used a different type of Rasengan that Naruto taught her before they left the Twilight Village. 8 trigrams, protection of the spiraling sphere. She proclaimed as the rotation in the form of the Rasengan came from her body and expanded hitting Niji as well. Knocking his ass right out. Winner Hinata. As Hinata made her way up the banner Naruto gave her a swift smack on the ass. Way to go, he whispered as she stood right next to him grinning like a Cheshire cat. While all of the girls in the arena were glaring at Hinata. While this was happening Jiraiya shunshined in front of Naruto. What do you want now? Naruto asked with Jiraiya sighing. Naruto, please come back to the village. We want back here. He said with Naruto snorting. How many times do I have to tell you, people, I'm not coming back? Naruto said irritated that they won't give up. As he got ready to walk away Jiraiya said something that got him interested. Wait. What if I challenge you to a fight right now? I win you come back to Konoha. I lose you can already guess. Jiraiya said as Naruto turned around and said, bring it, he said as he jumped down into the ring with Jiraiya following as well. Naruto Namikaze vs Jiraiya of the Sannin begin. The proctor yelled knowing that this was going to be an explosive match. The two just stood there until Naruto broke the silence. You know if you, Tsunade, Kushina, and the Uzumaki clan had just taken care of me as you should have in the past, this never would have happened. Naruto said as his chakra spiked a little. I know and because of our actions, Konoha has lost its strongest potential Hokage. If you had just come back to us Naruto when we gave you the chance you would be with your people. The people of Konoha. Jiraiya said as his chakra spiked. You know that's a damn lie Jiraiya. If I would have stayed here then I would just be used as breeding material all so that Konoha could get the youndaime's bloodline. Naruto said and as of that moment the floor beneath their feet cracked as their chakra levels were reaching dangerous levels. Know that I'm a ninja of the Twilight Village I'm treated with respect. Children look up to me and I have women in my clan that love and respect me for who I am and not just because of my blood limit. Naruto proclaimed. Naruto. Was all the girls that were betrothed to his thoughts it doesn't matter. When I beat you, you will have no choice but to come back to Konoha. Jiraiya said as they both got into their stances. Jiraiya too hope you know what you're doing. Where he thoughts of Tsunade, Kushina, and Minato as they watched the fight getting ready to start. Naruto and Jiraiya then rushed at each other both exchanging punches and kicking one move after the other. When Jiraiya tried to make a swift kick to Naruto's face he grabbed it and swung him into the wall as he knocked into the wall Naruto ran up to him with a Rasengan in his hand only for Jiraiya to counter it with his Rasengan. As they were struggling in the battle Naruto felt his Rasengan overpowering Jiraiya. He realized this also and jumped away. As Naruto landed on his feet he ran at Jiraiya and socked him in the face. Alright, Naruto it's time to use my full power, Jiraiya said as he entered the Sage mode. Naruto looked at him for a minute until he laughed and said. Alright, Jiraiya but I'm warning you, you're going to end up with more than half of your body crushed after this. Naruto said as he formed an enormous amount of chakra in his body as a bright light erupted from his body. When the light was gone everybody was shocked. He now had a red serpent and a tail coming out of his lower back. His eyes were now blood red with slits. He now had fangs coming out of his mouth. On his back was a large scroll with 2 miniature Gyarados on each side. One blue and one red. As Naruto looked at Jiraiya he had one thing to say. Alright Jiraiya, let's end this, Naruto yelled as he charged at Jiraiya giving him a crushing roundhouse kick to the face. As he was sent flying at the wall Naruto Hiroshined behind him and punched him upward. He then Hiroshined again to the top of the ceiling and landed a crushing Rasengan right down to his abdomen. As Jiraiya got back up he yelled, Sage Arts, hair needle barrage, he yelled out as his hair extended and was sent a sharpened needle at Naruto as he yelled out, sage arts, wooden wall, Naruto yelled as he summoned a wall made out of wood and defended himself against the sharpened needles. He then broke the wall and took one of the fallen pieces and said, sage arts, electric blazing wooden projectiles. The name spoke for itself as the wood broke into several pieces and then was lit on fire and charged with thunder chakra and sent projectiles at the toad sage who barely dodged them. You know. You really are a pain in the ass. Just like Minato. Jiraiya said as he was painting and he stared at the former Jinchuriki, yeah. And you're old and a pervert, what's the difference? Naruto said, this. Sage arts, deep fryer, Jiraiya said as he combined fire and wind together and sent the blast at Naruto who only said. Sage arts, aqua thunder blast jutsu, he yelled as the two Garudos on his scroll breathed in before blasting water out their mouths while Naruto had charged his hand with lighting chakra and sent the blast at the same time and fused the three blasts together as both powerful jutsus collided. That's way too big. Minato yelled as Xemnas was smirking the entire time. You and your village really made a big mistake when your village banished Naruto. Xemnas said with Minato's head looking at the ground. So this is the power of the chosen one, the elder toads thought as they witnessed the power being used by this young man. As Naruto's jutsu seemed to be overpowering Jiraiya cancelled the jutsu and moved the hell out of the way. When he had enough space, Jiraiya get up and ran at Naruto only for him to punch him in the gut, and a swift kick to the face sent him in the air as he commanded the two aged Garudos to pin Jiraiya to the wall by both his arms. Rasengan, Naruto yelled as he used the finishing blow to knock out Jiraiya. Winner Naruto Namikaze. As Naruto made his way through the railings he passed Minato and whispered, if your village tries anything funny, you might not survive, Naruto said as he walked back to the Twilight group who just cheered him while Taiyuya passed by him and groped his jewels. Tifa Lockhart vs Sakura Haruno. Once I defeat you and the rest of those whores, Naruto will have no choice but to come back to me. Sakura said. While the girls in the rails were giving her death glares. Then you must have one fucked up daydream, huh? Tifa said as she saw Sakura's face turn red from anger. Begin, the proctor yelled as he moved the hell out of the way. As soon as he said that, Tifa ran at Sakura and punched the shit out of her. She then uppercuts her in the air and jumped from the ground and was heading straight for the pink-haired bitch. As she was in the air she punched the bitch straight down her chest sending her to the ground. When she landed safely she found a Rasengan in her hand, only the color was brown. Earth style, Rasengan. Tifa yelled as she drove the Rasengan right into her stomach which sent her to the wall, only the strange part was that as soon as she hit the wall 5 pillars came out of the wall. And the middle one pierced Sakura right in the chest. Winner Tifa Lockhart. As she made her way up the rail she was confronted by Tsunade. You know you didn't have to go that far, she said angrily as she looked at the brunette. This is the Jonin exam, Tsunade-sama. We could do whatever we want here as long as it regulates the rules. You're lucky I didn't kill that pitiful excuse of a ninja. Tifa said, which only infuriated the blonde Sannin even more as she tried to punch Tifa with all the strength she had. Only for Tifa to catch the punch with barely any effort. You call that a punch? Ha! The kids at the academy are stronger than this. Tifa said as she decked Tsunade straight in the face, sending her to the other side of the arena. As Tsunade tried to move out of the crater at the brunette made, she found herself staring at the cold eyes of the said brunette in front of her. Tifa swiftly grabbed her by her neck and left her up while saying, now you listen here you little bitch. Naruto is with us now. So I'm giving you fair warning, if you ever ever hurt him in any way. I'll make sure that you will never see the sun again, cause you're going to be 6 feet under by the time I'm done with you. Tifa said as she threw Tsunade across the room. As Naruto was watching the screens to see who would be next, he was shocked at what he saw. Kyuubi no Kutsun vs Naruto Uzumaki. As both fighters made their way to the floor they stared at each other for a second before. You know, you might die against me. It's not too late to withdraw now. Kyubi said as she was staring at the now mad Kunoichi. Shut up. Naruko said, which made Kyubi look at her for a minute. It's because of you that Naruto hates us, it's because of you that Naruto turned his back on us, it's your fault that my damn brother hates me, Naruko roared as she charged up a Rasengan in her hand and rushed at Kyubi. Fully intent on hurting the demon that took her Aniki away from them. Poor delusional girl. Kyubi said as she waited for the right moment until she shunshined behind Naruko and uppercut her in the face. Canceling the Rasengan. As she was sent into the air, the Kyubi jumped in the air and spinning kicked her to the ground, but not before landing right on Naruko's stomach and started to smash Naruko's rib cage in. By the time she was done, her entire ribs were caved in her chest. The proctor called the match before she could any more damage. Winner Kyubi. As she made her way past the balcony, she passed Kushina and whispered, "You fucked up big time." She whispered as Kushina dropped her head and let a few tears roll down her face. Alright, I'm going to skip the matches for now since they'll be way too long. Alright, here are the matches ups. Naruto Namikaze vs Saki Yukiya. Zien vs Shikamaru. Kyubi vs Sai. Hinata vs Ino Yamanaka. Rinoa Heartily vs Hana Inuzuka. Tifa Lockhart vs Kiba Inuzuka. Haku vs Shino Aburama. The rest of the girls are already jonin in case you're wondering. That's all for What If Konoha Banished Naruto Part 6. If you like this series, don't forget to like and subscribe and press the notification bell. It helps me upload more What If videos.